scare the crap out of me. I believe this is the big one, but I'm not too sure. Can y'all even see me in here? It's too dark, ain't it? Oh my gosh. The door just wanted to close the entire time. Windshield cover, check. Actually, hold on, I forgot something. I actually didn't forget anything. I just wanted to do that cool transition. But today is super exciting. If you couldn't tell from the title of this video, we're actually going to get a third combine. I'm super pumped. Hope y'all are super pumped. I think everyone around here is super pumped. But we're loading everything up into the pickup. Dad's got the 88 on over there with the Trail Tech. We have a empty dual carrier that everyone's been bugging me for 2 years on why we carry that thing around. We thought that we were gonna go pick that up during harvest. We actually didn't, so now we have it. But we have the empty dual carrier on the Trail Tech. The Trail Tech is actually folded up right now. That way it's as narrow as the truck, so we can fit in through traffic. Otherwise we'd be really wide with the ramps folded down. All right, we got the pickup and the header trailer. I guess let's hit the road. Well, ladies and gentlemen, here she is. I would like everyone to meet number 3. we should probably come up with a better name for her. Y'all should drop down in the comments and give me some name suggestions for this combine. And if y'all want, number 1 and number 2 over there, y'all can also name. I don't think we ever named them, but we just always said my combine or mom's combine. But I think it'd run better if we had some names.
Little bitty air leak somewhere.
Guys, this is the most awkwardest position to ever be in. So, a little bit about this combine. It is a new to us combine. It is not brand new. It is a 23 model, and it's been on 2 harvest crews in its life. It for the hours that's on it versus the price, we thought it was a pretty good deal. So, Dad and I went and looked at this combine while we were in Nebraska, and thought it was a pretty straightforward combine. So, it does need a little bit of work, which is typical on a used machine, but it's nothing too major. Needless to say, we are extremely excited to run 3 machines next year. All right, well, I'm going to back this combine off the trailer, which can be pretty spooky. So this combine has duals on it, and the back tires are super narrow as well to follow the duals path. So the tires and the combine tires are like that far apart from rubbing each other on both sides. So you have to be completely square to back this thing off. So I'm gonna put down the camera and attempt to not dump it off the trailer. Well, we didn't dump it off the trailer, so that's good. So back to what I was saying. This combine is like narrowed in for duals. We are gonna narrow out the back tires and as well as lift up the axle. Whenever I go park the combine, I'm gonna do a little walk around and show y'all what I'm talking about. Next year, it's gonna be Mom and I in the combines as well as Dad. So Dad's either gonna run this combine or the number 1 combine, and I might run this one. I don't know. It's kind of up in the air right now on which combine Dad and I will be running. I'll either be running the new one or the one that I have been for the past 2 years. But I don't know if you can tell or not what I mean by the tires are all narrowed in. You can barely see the tires past the shield of the combine. So I think we're gonna keep the skinnies on the back, just widen them out. And we're gonna run duals on this combine, as well as Mom's combine. Dad's talking about pulling the tires off of Mom's combine and putting the duals back on. We still have the duals, they're in the back shed. We just have to put them back on. But like I was talking about earlier, this is a 23 model, so the only thing that I can really see that's different is maybe the roof, the beacons, as well as the lights. It has the upgraded light package, which is extremely cool. But other than that, the bin extensions are gonna be the exact same as Mom and I's with the Dimco extensions. So the extensions are all gonna match because these 3 combines actually came from the same guy. Not that we bought this combine from, but the person who owned this combine before the guy that we bought it from also owned those 2 combines. I know, that was a stretch. Maybe write that down so you understand. But no, this is a super, super clean machine. I don't know, I'm just super excited. I know I've said that 500 times, but I'm super excited. We're also going to rip off all the number 4 stickers because, well, that doesn't make sense. 1, 2, and 4. They're also not the same font. And so we're gonna have a number 3 right here. So that's gonna be pretty cool. But that's kind of what the cab looks like. It is the exact same as the combine that I run. Although, actually we're going back in. We bought this little bracket thing that screws into the corner of the cab. This isn't what we're gonna use. This came from the people that had it before us. But we're gonna take this off, and I think it screws into these 2 pegs right here. And it has a little bracket for your radio and mic. I might have to come up with a new mounting camera situation because in our combines we have that black bar that we custom made, and as you'll know, I always set the camera on it because you'll have like this sort of angle. I can't do that if I don't have a bar, so I might have to come up with some window mount, which is perfectly fine. But that's also if I run this combine. If Dad runs it, then I guess I won't have to worry about that. It's really the exact same cab-wise. It does have a different radio, which I don't really listen to the radio if I'm being completely honest. But cab-wise, pretty much the same. Also, I know people ask about the tire situation, why they are backwards. If they're backwards, it's two-wheel drive. You can look in here. As a two-wheel drive machine. Also, you'll see the oil right there. That's another fix that we're gonna have to do. There's an O-ring right here that is seeping. Like I said, we're the third owners of this combine, so the harvest crew that had it the first time bought it brand new, ran it for a year, and then traded it. And then the second crew picked it up and didn't really run it that much, for what I believe. I think they did a couple thousand acres with it, and then that was it. So barely got used. And if I'm not mistaken, I'm pretty sure it sat for a good portion out of, I guess it'd be this wheat season, although it is now officially the off season now that we have this combine back. But the wheat season that y'all just got done finished watching from me, this combine, I believe only ran for like a couple weeks out of that entire season. So it hasn't ran in the fall this year. They just cut a little bit of wheat, and then I think that's it. Anyways, here's the axle that I'm talking about. Again, oil, I know. We're gonna have to clean that up. Did you say ice cream? Holy macaroni, I didn't know my sister brought ice cream. Hold on, we're gonna have to pause this segment. Well, this just made the tour a whole lot better. So, back to what I was saying. This is the axle right now. With the bolts up here, it is as low as it will go. So if you take these out, obviously you have to put a jack under here or something, because whenever you take these bolts out, you have to jack the axle up. Essentially, this bar right here will come down here in this little slot, and then we'll put the bolts back in and it'll raise it up. We like to raise it up due to kind of grain loss, as well as we think it looks better with the axle raised up. Also, the chopper like hits me way down here. If I run over here to Mom's combine, her chopper hits me right here. So it's raised up. Actually, I can just show y'all. So right here is what I'm talking about. See how there's holes on the outside right here, as well as this piece is on the bottom and not up here. So that's kind of what we're talking about. But repair-wise, for this combine in the off-season, other than fixing that leak, maybe spreading and lifting the axles, and cleaning, as well as putting the mount in the cab, other than that, we really don't have to do much with this machine. And here is the new header. What we're going to do to this one is not really much. Guards are pretty much brand new. Sections are pretty good. You can see there's some fines in here as well as coarse, which if you go look at our header, they have the exact same thing in soybeans. Whenever a fine broke, I just put a coarse in there. So our header looks the exact same as this one. I really don't see much that we need to do on this header. We are going to rip these decals off and put a gray one on. So I believe it was Mom's header right here. Had a green windshield, exactly like this one. And we ripped that one off and matched my header and put a gray one on. So we're gonna do the exact same thing with this header, and all of them are gonna be gray. I think it's gonna look pretty cool. This header doesn't have transport, so we're gonna have to buy a spindle and wheel and tire and put on this side to make this 2 tires right here. But mechanic wise, we do have to fix this line right here. It is leaking, as you can see. Not really that big of a deal. You just unscrew it right here, slap a new line on, wash all this off, and you're good to go. Like I said, on that side, we're gonna have to put a new spindle and wheel on this side so we can run 2 tires. And this header doesn't have transport. If I take y'all over here and look at mine and Mom's, y'all see this little bar right here? and right here. So pretty much what these little bars are on each side, this one, and there's the same one over there. This is the tongue of the header. The number 1 and 2 headers have transport built in. So you really don't need a header trailer, although we think it takes less time to just throw it on a header trailer than to undo all of this mechanism right here and swing that over, pin it, whatever, flop this tire around, do the same on that one, swing it under. It just takes a lot of work, and we can definitely slap this thing on a trailer way faster and easier than we can putting it into transport. So I'm gonna let y'all look at this really quick and see how complicated all these little moving parts are. And there you go. You see how simple all of this is without all of that mechanism right there. We just have to add another tire over here, and it's pretty much direct driven into the spring for tension. So there is no arm right here, and there is no mechanism under here for it to swing, if that makes sense. So super simple, and we like that way better. Although we have used a transport once on my header. And matter of fact, I think that was my very first YouTube video ever. We put that header into transport. And I think the roller bearings in the center canvas went out. We did put that header into transport. And I think that's the only time we have ever done that. Like ever. So yeah, slapping it on a trailer, way easier, at least for us. And if I take y'all to the back of the header right here, this is a dual knife drive header. I know a lot of y'all ask why we run single on these two, and this one just so happens to be a double knife drive. Really simplicity. So on the back of this header, you see it's just the end of the sickle right here. So there's no mechanism to grease on the back of these headers. If we come over here to the middle, I'm going to show what a single knife drive looks like. There you go. It looks like the same all the way down because there's no overlap right here. And it is just super simple. You know, you break a section, you can just change it as it is. Now, let's go over to the other header. So if we walk over here and come to the middle, you can see that we have a bunch of overlap right here. So it's kind of a guard upside down as well as a guard right side up, but half cutting off. And this section right here is upside down. This section is right. So it goes normal up till you get to right here. Then it goes upside down and then a skip. And some things that are a little different right here, you can't really see because the bar's on top of it. But these sections right here have little Allen-headed bolts right here, which is pretty annoying if you break this one, or this one, or even this one, really. Actually, matter of fact, any of these is under this little splice at the very end. This little section right here, you're just praying every single day that a section doesn't break. I guess that's the complex side of a dual knife drive, is this little middle section right here. And that's why we like the single knife drive. But as y'all know, the sun barely goes down in damp South Texas wheat, and it plugs the sickle. So hopefully, maybe we can compare this header as well as those two headers and see the difference between a dual knife drive and a single knife drive. If you are interested in seeing the difference in a dual knife drive and a single knife drive over the entire wheat season and fall season, I guess stay tuned. But yeah, that pretty much consists of gathering up the third combine as well as the third header. But that pretty much wraps up our journey to go get number 3, or whatever y'all want to call this combine. But if y'all like the video, don't forget to drop down, hit like, hit subscribe, and kind of helps the channel grow just a little bit more. Without further ado, I think that is going to be it for today's video. Hope you enjoyed it. Thank y'all for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.